We all know of the success that was Arcane Season 1, a Netflix show based off the characters from League of Legends. Not exactly the most loved game out there. Well, it didn't exactly seem destined for success, did it? It's how wrong we all were. Or at least myself, because Arcane is quite possibly one of the greatest animated shows ever. And in my opinion, the best Netflix animated show out there. I love Arcane. The characters, the animation style, the storyline, the music, the pure, raw emotion I felt watching it, everything. And I mean everything you could possibly think of that makes up a good TV show is turned up to 100 in Arcane. And so it seemed obvious that we were getting a season 2, which is on its way in a few days' time. Let's go. And excitement is, of course, at an all time high, as you can probably imagine. It will be the last season of this show. There is the possibility, though, of future adaptations in the future in the League of Legends universe, but all attention right now is on Arcane. And I really do want to talk about it for a bit. Because when you create such a good show, so unique, standing out from all the rest, it is very, very hard to replicate that again. Oftentimes, show like Arcane and lightning in a bottle, one in a million moments of pure brilliance. And so, as you can imagine, few studios that produce such seasons of television, they find it hard to recreate such genius. And there was every possibility after season 2 was announced that Arcane was going to go the same way. Yet I can say with full confidence that Arcane season 2 is going to be good. Not just good, but very, very good. Because one of the best things about season 1, or rather the thing that made it the best overall, was the clear passion put into it, the obvious love for the show, for the lore, for the game, and the characters that they were adapting. Every designer, writer, animator, and voice actor had that passion, I am sure, and it shows clearly. That love and dedication, it clearly bled through into each and every scene and every episode, making Arcane so unbelievably good. The attention to detail, to every little detail that both fans of the original game and new people to the universe of League of Legends could enjoy. And that love, that same focus and attention to detail, I can quite confidently say has also been put into season 2. So far, we received two trailers, which, by the way, look excellent. The animation, as usual, is pristine, so unique yet so brilliant in every way. The music hits so hard once again, possibly even harder than season 1, which was a soundtrack for the ages. And we've also gotten two full music songs already released on YouTube, one for Ambessa and one for Jinx. The character designs, they look great, with a new version of Jinx with the paint, Vi in a cage boxing match, Ambessa, Caitlyn, Echo Mo. And that is possibly where my one fear for this show does perhaps come in a bit. The one thing that is making me a little apprehensive, and that is the time jump, and more specifically, how the characters will be handled in the time jump. Because it seems from the trailer and such that there will be a bit of a time jump between acts, similar to season 1, with Vi in particular changing in the trailer, with her hair black in some parts, black and red in others, and completely red in other parts. And the reason why I am nervous is partly due to the fact that there is a literal war going on right now in Piltover and in Zone. So I wouldn't be lying if I said that I'm a bit confused as to how they're going to play this out, how are they going to go about it. And I do definitely have faith in all the people behind the scenes, without a doubt. I mean, we did have a massive time skip in season 1 as well by a good few years, and that played out very well indeed. So I do have a good amount of excitement, but it is the one thing that makes me slightly nervous and maybe a bit confused. But let's talk now then about one of the most important characters of the new season. One who played a very small role in season 1, but evidently is going to be hugely important this time around, judging by the posters and trailers so far. And that character is, of course, Ambessa. Now, for me, she is a very unique character. Ambessa, or in full Ambessa Midada, is a powerful warlord and stateswoman in Noxus and is the estranged mother of Mel. And when we were first introduced to her, I very, very much disliked her, and that feeling has not changed one bit. So seeing Ambessa play a much more vital role in the new season, with her even receiving her own song, which was very good, I am quite excited to see what way they're going to go with this. Because in my opinion, there is really one way and only one way that they could go about it. And the only way I see this playing out is Ambessa going full warlord, raining terror on the citizens of not only Zone but Piltover as well, in an effort to gain full power, and is turned into a complete tyrant leader, which it seems she will be, And from what we've seen of in her in the trailers, this theory is definitely very heavily supported. But the really intriguing thing for me though is what her motive will be, because this has two different outcomes in my opinion. Firstly, Ambessa will be driven solely by her will to lead and rule over all, and will take whatever actions necessary to achieve this. Or secondly, she could be driven by a will to avenge her fallen daughter Mel. We could actually see some empathy within her, because of course we know that Mel was seemingly killed in the council room in the epic climax of season one. Which leads me to another very, very interesting debate and point of discussion for season two. Who is alive and who is not? Because as you probably know, and if you don't, then I don't know what you're doing watching this video. In the last scene of season one of Arcane, one of the best climaxes to a season of television that I have seen, we saw Jinx fire a massive missile at the council room containing all the councillors, most notably Mel and Jace, and of course Victor. With that breathtaking end, though, came an equally excellent cliffhanger, as we wonder who survived the missile attack and who was absolutely blown to smithereens by it, a topic that will most likely be put to bed right away in season 2. What we do know though is Jace is most likely alive, seeing that he is actually a character in the original League of Legends game, and so it is very, very likely that he survived the attack. Victor is almost certainly alive as well, though I wouldn't put it past these writers to change it up. I mean, the amount of unpredictability that was in season one, who knows what will happen? But yes, that will be another very interesting discovery in season two, who survived and who didn't, and the possible storylines that could offer up, with Ambessa perhaps seeking revenge for her daughter's death. Because it is very likely that Mel did die, seeing when we saw the missile, it was heading straight towards her. So I'm very convinced that Mel will be the one to die, and that could be hugely important for Ambessa's motives in season two. Moving on then to other aspects of season 2 that I am so excited for, and let's discuss some of the other very relevant plot points going into the second and final season of Arcane. Firstly, as we know, Silkor is dead, meaning that the underworld is left essentially leaderless and without anyone to properly fill that power vacuum. And it's either going to be complete chaos, or Savika, who is heavily injured by the way, could take charge after Silkor. And then we have Singed, who is not only Silco's chief scientist, but a very, very powerful scientist in general, and was introduced in season one, by the way, with absolutely enough power to play a big role in what happens in season two. Now, not having played League of Legends ever before, there are Easter eggs that I missed, but the fans of the games almost certainly did, and they could have big implications on the show. So let me read you a little excerpt from a Collider article about season 2 and about Singed in particular, who I really didn't know before the show. So being Silco's chief scientist means the death of Silco leaves Singed to potentially work on other, more personal projects. And one such project actually gets teased for fans of the game who paid attention during this short clip. As Singed looks at a picture in a small locket, the camera zooms out to show a large furred hand with sharp claws, along with a bubbling greenish yellow vial of sorts. This most likely is a hint towards the creation of another League of Legends character, Warwick. In the game's canon, Warwick was made by Singed as a means to further understand the limits of transmutation, and the end result is a beastly character, or creature really, that terrorizes the darkest corners of Zone. And that is the end of this particular segment of the article, which once again just emphasizes towards the amount of just absolute chaos that is most likely going to ensue in season 2. I mean, we've still got Echo and Heimerdinger just going about doing their thing, and with Echo being such a popular character among fans in season 1, I highly doubt the writers will allow him to take much of a backseat in season 2. Then you have Caitlyn, personally one of my favourite characters from season 1, who is definitely looking for some form of revenge after her mother was killed, 99% likely killed by the missile. And then we have the main plotline, the most important of all, the relationship between Vi and Jinx. And the one question that matters more than anything: will Jinx reunite with Vi? Will they be able to be together again after being so close to reuniting at points in season 1 and yet being so far away? And after everything that went down in the last episode of season 1, could it be a case of Vi choosing between Caitlyn and Jinx, her having to choose between the two people she cares most about? Which I don't think I could live through, to be honest. That would be very difficult viewing. But anyways, I'm going to leave it off there for now. And now I'll ask you, what are you in particular looking forward to for season 2 of Arcane? How good do you think it's going to be? And do you have any theories you'd like to share? Before we end, I just want to ask you to subscribe. As a growing channel, just one simple click of that button is so hugely helpful to getting the channel out there more and more, and to do some great things on here. But that is the end of today's video. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, Darth Sauron out.